The envelope isn't just dirty, it carries the scent of a different world. It's smeared with brown dust, utterly unlike the pristine white square you mailed 3 weeks ago. There is a deep crease down the middle, suggesting it was folded to fit in a pocket close to a beating heart. It smells of diesel fuel, burnt sugar, and old paper. Standing in your driveway holding it, you realize this small object has lived a violent life before reaching your trembling hands. You are standing in your driveway, frozen in place. The sun feels too bright, almost intrusive. The mail carrier has already driven away, tires crunching on the gravel, leaving you alone with this small, silent, terrifyingly significant object. Your heart hammers against your ribs. A physical thud, thud, thud. It is just paper. It is just ink. But in this moment, it weighs 1,000 pounds. Because this letter traveled 7,000 miles to get to you. It crossed oceans. It sat in cargo planes. It rode in the back of trucks on roads that aren't on any map. And now it is here. You run your thumb over the handwriting. The blue ink is familiar. The loop of the L. The sharp cross of the T. It proves he was alive when he wrote this. That is the only currency that matters right now. He was breathing. His hand was moving. He was thinking of you. You don't open it yet. You can't. You press it to your chest, right over your heart, and you close your eyes. You need to prepare yourself. Because once you open it, you are with him in the sand. Once you open it, the illusion of safety in this quiet suburb disappears. This is the lifeline. This is the thread that keeps the world from unraveling. 3 years ago, the biggest worry you had was what color to paint the living room. Do you remember that? It seems like a different lifetime. You argued about eggshell versus cream. You stood in the empty hallway of your first apartment, laughing because the roller splashed paint on his nose. He looked at you, that crooked grin spreading across his face, and he wiped the paint on your cheek. You kissed him then. It tasted like coffee and promise. Now the living room is painted. The furniture is arranged. But the house is quiet. It is a loud kind of quiet. The silence sits on the sofa. It eats dinner with you. It sleeps on the left side of the bed. You learned quickly that silence isn't empty. It is heavy. It is full of the things you cannot say because there is no one there to hear them. You walk inside the house. The door clicks shut, locking out the bright, indifferent world. You sit at the kitchen table. The wood is cool under your elbows. You slide your finger under the flap of the envelope. The sound of paper tearing is sharp, like a sudden intake of breath. You pull the pages out. 3 of them. Written on both sides. The paper is thin, almost translucent. His handwriting is smaller than usual. Cramped. Like he was trying to fit an entire lifetime into the margins. My dearest, it starts. He never called you that before. Before the uniform, before the shaved head, before the boots, he called you babe, or hey you. But war changes language. It makes everything formal. It makes everything precious. My dearest. It sounds like something from a black and white movie. It sounds like a goodbye even when it's just hello. I am writing this by the light of a red torch, he writes. The generator died an hour ago. It is quiet here tonight. The kind of quiet that makes your ears ring. You can see him. You use the visual scaffolding in your mind. You build the scene. He is sitting on a cot. The canvas is rough. His boots are unlaced but still on his feet. They always keep their boots on. You know this because he told you once in a letter from 2 months ago. You imagine the red glow of the flashlight. It casts long, strange shadows on the tent walls. He looks tired. There is dirt in the creases of his knuckles. I miss the rain, the letter says. I miss the way the pavement smells after a storm. There is no water here. Just sand. It gets into everything. It's in my food. It's in my sheets. I think it's in my blood now. You look out your kitchen window. The sprinkler is on in the neighbor's yard. Water arcs through the air, catching the sunlight, turning into diamonds. It hits the green grass. The contrast makes your stomach turn. You are surrounded by water. You take long showers just to feel the heat. And he is dreaming of the smell of wet pavement. This is the duality of your life now. You live in 2 worlds. One is here with bills and groceries and oil changes. The other is there, a place you have never seen, but a place you inhabit every single night in your dreams. You walk through his desert. You dodge the shadows he dodges. He writes about the guys in his unit. Miller got a care package today. Cookies. They were crumbs by the time they got here, but we ate them anyway. We ate the crumbs off the table. Tasted like home. Tell his mom the chocolate chips melted, but it was the best thing we've had in weeks. You smile, but a tear hits the paper. It blots the word, home. You quickly wipe it away, terrified you might wash his words away. You imagine Miller. You imagine them huddled around a box of broken cookies, big men with rifles, eating crumbs like starving children. Then the tone shifts sharply, you can see it in the pen strokes. The ink digs deeper into the page like his hand is shaking. This is the rupture point, the moment the letter stops being a report and transforms into a confession you weren't prepared for. I got scared yesterday, he writes. The sentence sits there. Alone on the line. We were on patrol. Standard route. We've driven it 100 times. But something felt wrong. The air felt heavy. The birds weren't flying. I looked at the side of the road and saw a pile of trash that wasn't there the day before. Just a plastic bag and some wires. My chest got tight. I couldn't breathe. I thought about you. I thought about the blue dress you wore to your sister's wedding. I thought about the way you sleep with one foot out of the covers. I wanted to freeze time. I wanted to be anywhere but there. You stop reading. You set the paper down with trembling fingers. The air in your kitchen feels too thin, as if the room itself is holding its breath with you. You know what comes next. You watch the news. You know about IEDs. You know about the roadside bombs. You can feel his fear radiating off the page. It is a cold energy. It turned out to be nothing, the letter continues. Just trash. Just wind. But for 10 seconds I was dead. And the only thing I regretted was that I didn't write you one last letter. You cover your mouth with your hand. A sob escapes, sharp and jagged. This is the sacrifice. It isn't just the time apart. It isn't just the missed birthdays or the lonely Christmases. It is the terror. It is the constant low-level hum of anxiety that lives in the back of your skull. Every time the phone rings. Every time a car door slams outside. You are always waiting for the men in dress uniforms to walk up your driveway. You force yourself to keep reading. You owe him that. You have to witness his fear so he doesn't have to carry it alone. I kept the wrapper from the gum you sent, he writes on the second page. I keep it in my helmet. It still smells like peppermint. When the noise gets too loud, when the mortars start, I take off my helmet and I smell the wrapper. It anchors me. It reminds me that there is a world where things are soft. Where things are sweet. You remember buying that gum. You bought it at the gas station on the corner. You didn't think twice about it. You just threw it in the box. You had no idea that a 10-cent piece of foil would become a talisman. You had no idea that a piece of garbage would become a shield against the madness of war. This is what love becomes across the distance. It simplifies. It strips away the complex layers of modern life. You don't care about his career anymore. You don't care about his annoying habits or the way he leaves wet towels on the floor. You just care about the wrapper in his helmet. You just care that his heart is still beating. The letter shifts again. He starts talking about the future. This is the hope cue. The light at the end of the tunnel. When I get back, he says, we are going to the ocean. I don't care which one. I just want to see water that goes on forever. I want to stand in the surf and feel the cold. I want to hold your hand and not let go for a week. I promise you I will make up for this time. I will fix the leaky faucet. I will mow the lawn. I will listen to you talk about your day for hours. I just want to be boring. I dream of being boring. You laugh through your tears. Boring sounds like heaven. Boring sounds like paradise. You imagine it. The two of you sitting on the porch watching the sun go down, doing absolutely nothing. No adrenaline. No fear. Just the quiet rhythm of a normal life. But then the handwriting changes again. It gets hurried. Scrawled. I have to go. Sarge is calling us. We're moving out. I don't know when I'll be able to write again. Might be a while. Don't worry if you don't hear from me for a few weeks. We are going into the valley. Signal is bad there. The valley. You don't know where that is, but you know it's bad. The way he wrote it, capital V, makes it sound like a monster. The anxiety returns, tight and constricting. A few weeks? A few weeks of silence is an eternity. A few weeks is enough time for the world to end. I love you, he ends. More than there are grains of sand in this godforsaken place. Remember that. If you feel alone, look at the moon. It's the same moon I'm looking at. It's the only thing we share right now. Love always. Me. You lower the letter. The kitchen is the same as it was 10 minutes ago. The refrigerator still hums. The clock still ticks. But everything is different. You feel drained, hollowed out, but also filled up. He's okay. As of 3 weeks ago, he was okay. You fold the letter carefully. You don't put it back in the envelope. You go to the living room. There is a wooden box on the bookshelf. It is your sanctuary. You open it. Inside there is a stack of envelopes. Dozens of them. Some thick, some thin. This is the timeline of your separation. This is the archive of your love. You place the new letter on top of the stack. You run your fingers over the edges of the older ones. Each one represents a week of survival. Each one is a victory. You walk to the window. It is evening now. The sky is turning purple. You look up. The moon is there, pale and ghostly against the twilight. You stare at it. You focus on it with everything you have. You imagine a beam of light connecting your eyes to the cratered surface, and then bouncing down, bending around the curve of the earth, landing on a dusty tent in a valley halfway across the world. Is he looking at it? Is he safe? You sit down at the desk. You pull out a fresh sheet of paper. Your pen hovers over the white space. What do you say to a man who is living in hell? How do you tell him about your day without it sounding trivial? How do you tell him the grocery store was out of milk when he is worried about road bombs? You breathe. You remember what he said about the gum wrapper. He doesn't want war stories. He lives that. He wants the softness. He wants the anchor. My love, you write. Today I saw a cardinal in the backyard. It was bright red against the fence. It reminded me of the sweater you wore on our first date. The house is warm. I made lasagna, but I couldn't eat it all, so I put the leftovers in the freezer for when you come home. It's waiting for you. You write about the texture of the blanket on the sofa. You write about the funny sound the car made. You write about the smell of the bakery downtown. You pack the letter with sensory details. You are sending him a care package of words. You are sending him a mental escape. You write until your hand cramps. You write until the sun is gone. You seal the envelope. You kiss the back of it, leaving a faint mark. A promise. Months pass. The stack in the wooden box grows higher. The silence between letters gets longer. There is a period of 3 weeks where nothing comes. No letters. No emails. The news talks about an offensive in the region he is in. You stop sleeping. You walk around the house like a ghost. You check the mailbox 3 times a day, even on Sundays. You jump when the phone rings. You bargain with God. You promise to be better. You promise to never complain again. Just bring him back. Then one Tuesday it happens. It is not a letter. You are in the garden pulling weeds. You are angry at the weeds. You are pulling them with violence, ripping the roots out of the earth. You are crying just a little, the kind of crying that has become a background noise to your life. A car door slams, not the mail truck. The sound creates a fracture in the afternoon silence. You freeze, soil clinging to your sweating palms, and force yourself to turn. A taxi idles at the curb. A man stands there in fatigues, a duffel bag slung over one shoulder. He is thinner, his skin tanned to a deep, leathery brown. He stands motionless, looking like a rough sketch of a human superimposed against your green, manicured lawn. The world goes silent. No birds. No wind. Just the thundering of your own pulse. He drops the bag. Thud, and the sound breaks the spell. Sarah? His voice is gravel and smoke. You can't move, you're terrified that one step will shatter this mirage. But then that familiar, crooked grin cracks through the exhaustion on his face. I told you, he chokes out, tears cutting tracks through the dust on his cheeks. I told you I'd come back to mow the lawn. The spell breaks. A sound rips out of you, raw, wordless, overflowing with relief so powerful it steals the air from your lungs. You run. You fly down the driveway. You hit him with the force of a freight train. He catches you. He stumbles back, but he holds on. His arms are like iron bands. He buries his face in your neck. He smells like dust and stale airplane air and him. He smells like him. You are crying hysterically now. You are shaking. He is shaking too. You can feel the tremors in his chest. You're here, you sob. You're really here. I'm here, he whispers into your hair. I'm done. I'm home. He pulls back just enough to look at you. His eyes are wet. He touches your face with rough, calloused fingers. He traces the line of your jaw like he is memorizing it all over again. Like he is checking to make sure you are real. Did you get my letters? He asks. Every single one, you say. I kept them all. He pulls something out of his pocket. It is old and battered. It is a piece of foil. A gum wrapper. It is smoothed out, folded into a tiny square. I kept this, he says. It got me through the valley. You take the wrapper. It is warm from his hand. You hold it like it is a diamond. The war is over. Not for the world, maybe, but for this driveway. For this house. The distance has collapsed. The 7,000 miles are gone. There is no more silence. You walk him inside. The house feels different now. It isn't empty anymore. The silence is gone, replaced by the sound of boots on the floor, the sound of a zipper opening, the sound of a voice asking for a glass of water. Later that night you sit on the porch. He is asleep on the sofa inside, passed out from exhaustion. You can hear his breathing through the screen door. It is a steady, rhythmic rasp. It is the most beautiful sound you have ever heard. You have the wooden box on your lap. You open it. You look at the stack of letters. You realize that these aren't just paper. They are a map. They are the story of how you survived. They are the proof that love is stronger than fear, stronger than distance, stronger than war. You pick up the last one. The one that arrived today just hours before he did. You haven't opened it yet. You tear it open. My dearest, it says. If you are reading this, I am probably already on a plane. I didn't want to tell you in case it got canceled. I didn't want to break your heart again. But I'm coming. Put the kettle on. I'm coming home. You look up at the moon. It looks different tonight. It doesn't look lonely. It looks bright. It looks like a guardian that has finally finished its shift. You close the box. You don't need the letters tonight. You have the man. You walk back inside. You turn off the porch light. You go to the sofa and sit on the floor beside him. You rest your head on his chest. You listen to the steady rhythm of his heart. Thud, thud, thud. It's the greatest story ever written, and finally it's yours. The pain, the distance, the fear, it was the price of admission for this moment. He is here. He is staying. Tomorrow you will go to the ocean to watch the water, and you will do absolutely nothing. You will be beautifully, wonderfully boring. And in a world like this, being boring together is the greatest adventure of all.